Hey guys, welcome back to the Giovanni Show. Today I have on a very special guest, my friend Joe Perry. What is up, man?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Excited to have you on today. Excited to talk about this Eagles win that we just saw and this upcoming weekend against division rival, the Commanders. So,
I know.
man, I'm hyped.
Me too. I mean, listen, this is what we live for, especially in Philadelphia. I mean, something like this, that's what we wait all year for. And, last game with the snow and everything, I know it wasn't everybody's best game. Everybody keeps complaining. Still got the victory, and this week's a new week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know we just talked about it off air, so I just gotta get this out of here while while we're still on the topic. I just asked you about the Rocky. You said, "All right, well, if you're gonna ask me where I'm from, do it on
Yeah.
the show." So,
So I'm from South Philly. I still live here, born and raised. I'm from the Italian market. Behind me in this picture is my dad selling fruit on 9th Street when he was 18 years old. And then the Rocky photo is running by my dad's fruit stand on 9th Street when they filmed the video. So that's what that's from.
no way.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
yeah.
Huge. I mean, it doesn't get more Philadelphian than that.
No, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
So looking forward into this week, what do you think the Eagles need to change, and what do you think they need to have stay the same as well?
Well, first, definitely to stay the same, the defense play exactly the way they've been playing. Defense is on fire. Carter's on fire. There's a lot of guys that are making plays, that are making a name for themselves. I know, of course, injuries come with that, especially when you're playing in the snow and stuff like that. So I think the defense has to play exactly how they're playing. The offense, unfortunately, has to get more involved and have AJ Brown more of the game plan. The guy's electric. I know it's hard to get passes off when especially in the snow, but he's just got to get involved in the offense. I mean, he's got to score a touchdown this week. The guy doesn't drop a pass. You throw him the ball, he does not drop a pass. So you got to get him more involved. Dallas Goedert, love him. He's always involved. He's a beast. Devontae Smith, another guy who doesn't drop a pass. So besides that, get AJ Brown involved in the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a reason why his Twitter handle is always open. There's a
Exactly.
reason.
Yeah.
So get him the ball.
You
Get
have
him the
to get him
ball.
the ball.
Exactly. So next I want to ask you about your show. I mean, your show is huge. I love, I saw your follow on Instagram and I just
Yeah.
immediately went to YouTube, started watching your show, and that's why I'm so geeked out to have you on today. Um, what have been some of your favorite moments from doing your show?
So probably favorite moments where probably getting some interesting guests on, like people you grow up, with watching, like for me, like Fat Joe, Amber Rose, Scott Storch, Pete Rose. I mean, an icon, first ballot Hall of Famer, even though he didn't get in the Hall of Fame because of gambling, which everybody gambles now, so it doesn't make a difference. Stuff like that. Like, the show started out for me and Joey as doing it as an episode, like me and him just doing it for fun. And then it took off. It really did. So that's probably my favorite part of the show. And just breaking balls with, me and Joey, we laugh, we have fun. So it's good.
Yeah, I love watching you and Joey, and yeah, man, it's just awesome. So
Yeah, it's a good time.
yeah. So going and playing a guy like Verse before that game, he's coming out hot and heavy saying, can't hear you to the
Yeah.
fans, and he says, he hates Philly and everything like that. Did you think this game was personal, and how do you think that feeds the Eagles going forward? I mean, I think they just gave him the Eagles more fuel to
Of
keep going.
course. I mean, anybody that talks about Philly or talks about anybody from Philly, whether it's just a normal person or especially in sports, like we have that underdog mentality and that, that we want to get them back and we want to prove it to them that we should be there. So the more they talk, the more we perform. So I hope this week somebody from the commander starts talking shit and, we win again.
No one likes us, and we don't care. It's
No,
the
we don't.
mentality
Yeah,
that we need
that's
to
the
have.
mentality. Yeah.
So,
So keep it that way. And I just think, like, the people hate Philadelphia, whether it's because of the sports, the food. I think it's all jealousy, honestly. We always been that underdog city, so I think that's really why they talk shit. And 9 times out of 10, they probably want to play here.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, Saquon Barkley has had his best
Best.
season ever, and I mean, the guy, you can just tell the guy's been waiting for this chance his entire
Yeah.
career. So
And Saquon Barkley, I've been in his company a handful of times, been to Vegas with him, for the Super Bowl, actually, before he came to the Eagles. One of the best human beings you could ever meet, on and off the field.
yeah, yeah, no, I mean, what he does, on the field, but then seeing his mentality, watching those pressers after, just it's different. I've never seen a player like that, especially
No,
not a running back. I
yeah, no,
mean,
he's excited to be here. And listen, when you're winning, of course, it's always the best, but when you're playing the way he's playing, I mean, come on, it can't get any better than that.
yeah, I mean, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so two Philly natives here. We got to talk about it. What is the best cheesesteak spot?
Well, the best cheesesteak spot is Skinny Joey's Cheesesteaks. We're going to be open up in a month. We'll be open in February. So I'm going to say we're going to have the best cheesesteak in Philly. But growing up, I mean, I'm from the Italian market, and people say like tourist traps and this, that. Like I grew up on Geno's and Pat Steaks. They're both good. They're not the best, but they're good.
Yeah.
If I had to pick my favorite cheesesteak right now, I would probably say D'Alessandro's, if I had to say.
Man, I just gotta say, when you guys open your cheesesteak spot, I'm coming through.
You'll be
So,
invited. You come right down, grand opening. Make sure you stop by for sure. So, everybody wants to know like the best cheesesteak always, it's a cheesesteak. You just gotta have the best meat and the best bread and know how to cook it, and you have to be clean. Well, if you've got a clean establishment, you're good.
do you like cheese whiz or no cheese whiz?
I actually do double cheese. I do cheese whiz and American
I
cheese.
do too. I
Yeah.
do too. It's the
But
only way to go.
no onions. I
Nope.
hate onions. I hate them.
I can't do them either.
Yeah.
See, we're so alike.
Yeah, the smell, everything about it, I hate
It
it.
must be an Italian thing. I'm
Yeah,
telling
absolutely.
you.
Yeah,
Man, I appreciate you coming on for this segment today
of
so
course.
much. I'd love to have you on. Maybe, talk about the birds going into next season for sure.
That would be
I,
great.
I don't know if you keep up with the Phillies. Phillies coming up. We
My
could talk
team.
about
I mean,
them.
yeah, the Phillies. I would say if I had to do an order, and this is just me being honest, this is my order. It goes Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, then the Sixers.
All
That's my
right.
order. I'm a diehard Phillies fan. Flyers too. Flyers played tonight versus the Red Wings. But right now, like it's just a different vibe in the city. It's the
Yeah.
Eagles. Right now, it's cold. It's football weather. Everything's falling into place. Like for Washington to beat Detroit, then the Eagles
Yeah.
to win and have the championship game here in South Philly at Lincoln Financial Field. Like, come on, what else could you ask for?
Not much more, man. Just the Eagles win. That's
Yeah.
it.
I'm going to ask you something.
Yeah.
Right now, what do you think Jalen Hurts should do differently?
Man, I think it all starts in the mentality. I think just making sure that you're in that winning mentality going into a game and having the opportunity to talk to him throughout the years. I mean, talk to him his rookie year coming in with such a great mentality, then talking to him, at the Super Bowl when they lost. He said, he knew what he needed to change, and I think
Yeah,
he truly has made the strides and the changes that he needs to make. And going forward, I think this week he just needs to go into it with the same winning mentality and remember those moments
yeah,
of, okay, I don't want to see myself in a losing position again.
yeah, yeah.
So
No, I made a video on Sunday, and like you're always going to get people that say they like the video or don't like the video. But I said like Philly has to remember when Patrick Kane scored the game-winning goal against the Flyers. When the Mets just beat the Phillies in the playoffs. When the Sixers got bounced the first round of the playoffs. When Jalen Hurts fumbled and Kansas City returned it and we lost the Super Bowl. Like they're the moments you have to put in the back of your head and just say, listen, this can't happen again. Now we have to win. This is our time. And I called in the beginning of the year, first episode of the podcast. Before NFL started, we do a podcast every year, the week before. We give out our predictions. And Joey gave out the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl. I gave out the Eagles to win the Super Bowl because I just thought that they're the best team. But I predicted Eagles Kansas City rematch.
yeah. Yeah, no, I think, and this is something that I've talked about that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is we had to lose against the Patriots in a Super Bowl to win against them.
Yeah,
So
of
we're
course.
repeating history right here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just think everything matched up for the Eagles right now. Listen, all four teams that are left are all good. Buffalo's incredible. Josh Allen, of course. Patrick Mahomes, first ballot Hall of Famer, could go down as the greatest quarterback ever if he wins again. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's incredible. The Washington Commanders are young, but he's electric. Daniels, the whole team's good. Terry McLaurin, Brian Robinson Jr., they're all good players. So I just think we're in for a treat this weekend.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, I cannot stand seeing Zach Ertz in a Commander's jersey. It just
I
hurts
know.
my heart. Hurts my heart, man.
But it does. But I love Dallas Goddard. I think
Yeah,
it was just like a great like transformation. You
yeah,
know, Zach Ertz is still Philly to me. You know, like if you mention his name, people always say the Eagles. They don't say the Washington Commanders.
yeah.
So yeah, it
Even
is what
even
it
if
is.
they were to win the Super Bowl, no one's saying
No,
Dallas or Zach Ertz the
no,
yeah, the Commander. They're
no,
saying
it's different. They're
yeah,
saying Eagles.
exactly. So, man, I appreciate you coming on
Of
today and
course.
let's talk Phillies in a few months.
Whatever you want to do, brother, you just hit me up and I'll be more than happy to come on. Thanks for having me on.
Yes,
Anything you
sir.
ever need, reach out. And for everybody that's watching that don't know the podcast name, The Skinny with Joey Merlino and Little Snuff, we're on Patreon, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Instagram, X, TikTok, wherever. Go find us, hit that subscribe button.
Yes, sir.